Is back once again, the host of On Balance here on NewsNation, to just give us a little more context. Of course, we've been reporting since last night the intensifying of this battle. How did Russia get to this point? Was this always in the star map of Vladimir Putin?
Yeah, Vladimir Putin views one of the great tragedies of the 20th century as the fall and the breakup of the Soviet Union, and he's here to avenge it. It's no surprise that 8 years, almost to the day, since the Russian puppet dictator of Ukraine was thrown out in a protest, the Russians attack and have come back to reclaim what they view as rightfully theirs in Ukraine. For all the discussion of how many Ukrainians are killed or how many planes are shot down or where exactly there's attacks, big picture here, we have war in Europe for the first time in 80 years. And it's hard to understate the significance of what you're seeing here. This is not some skirmish between Vladimir Putin and a breakaway province in Chechnya. This is an invasion of a sovereign country in Europe on the border of NATO. And the markets are responding this way. We're talking about oil going up to nearly $100 a barrel. We're talking about the Dow set to open 1,000 points lower. We're talking about the man with the second largest nuclear arsenal in the world, Vladimir Putin, threatening overtly nuclear war on anyone who gets involved. This is one of the things he says to anyone who would consider interfering from the outside. If you do, you will face consequences greater than any you have faced in history. All relevant decisions have been taken. I hope you hear me. Those are words that are not really spoken in the world forum by nuclear powers. In all my time covering war and foreign policy, both abroad and then back in Washington, I can't even remember a time when those kinds of words were used in history. Probably the closest you would get was the Cuban Missile Crisis, in terms of a Russian leader doing something and acting in a way that was so provocative that the discussion of nuclear war existed. And for all the discussion of sanctions and of what's the United States going to do and what's Europe going to do, the real and only question that matters here is what's Vladimir Putin going to do? The Ukrainian military, for as brave as they are, really doesn't stand a chance here. And we kind of need to be pretty clear-minded that the micro view of what's happening in Ukraine is interesting perhaps, but really pales in comparison to the macro view that this may not be World War III yet. But wars have started over far less. World wars have started over far less. I'm thinking about World War I. This is how World War II started, and Cold War II is underway right now.
You know, Leland, you make some very good points. And the fact is that language from Putin or anyone has been much more nuanced. But he is making his statements extremely clearly and with not just veiled threats, but overt threats. Thank you so much for being with us once again. We will have much more to come right here on Morning. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure to click on the red subscribe button below so you can get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.